Hi friends, I want to talk to you a little bit about the start of Holy Week. Our Lenten season is quickly drawing to a close, and as we move into Holy Week, there's all kinds of special liturgies that we celebrate every year, and we can easily take for granted, but speak to us a lot about what our faith teaches us and how our salvation comes to us through Jesus Christ. And I want to share with you those a little bit. We begin this weekend with the Palm Sunday weekend, where one time a year we have two different Gospels. We have the Palm Gospel, the story of Jesus' triumphant entry into Jerusalem, and we also have the proclamation of the Lord's Passion. And that's a good way for us to kind of change our mindset from the penitential season of Lent to that time where we enter with Jesus in his Passion, as he moves toward the cross, but more importantly, how he rises from the tomb on that Easter morning. The whole story of our salvation wrapped up into 1 week's liturgies. On Holy Thursday, we celebrate the Mass of the Lord's Supper, but that actually begins at 5:30, where we begin to reclaim some of our traditions that we lost during the pandemic. And one of those traditions is the parish potluck. So that'll begin at 5:30 with Mass at 7 p.m. I want to encourage everybody to partake in all of these Triduum liturgies because they really are the heart of our church's liturgical year, and they're worth entering into fully. On Good Friday, we'll celebrate once again a proclamation of the Lord's Passion according to John and a time to sit before the cross and adore. That will be at 12:30, and keep your fingers crossed, weather permitting, we're going to be doing that outside as we did last year. It's a good way to accommodate a very large crowd, and it's also, I think, a special way to celebrate that day, even though it can seem like a dark day. It's part of the story of our salvation. On Holy Saturday night, we're going to have the Easter Vigil at 9 p.m. And for those of you who are still not real comfortable with big crowds, that's a good liturgy to come to. It's not terribly long. Everybody thinks it's 6 hours long. It's going to be probably about 2. We've got 3 people that are going to be fully initiated at that Mass through baptism, confirmation, and Eucharist, and 1 individual who is going to be confirmed and come to the table for the first time as well. So it's a pretty powerful liturgy that, again, takes us from the cross right through the resurrection and all the joy that that contains. And then our regular schedule on Easter Sunday of 8:30 and 11. And those will be a little crowded, but I think we can accommodate everybody and do that well. I want to call your attention to a couple of other little things that are happening, though. On Holy Thursday night, after we've celebrated the Lord's Supper, that night actually is going to continue with 10 p.m. with a night prayer here in church. And I invite you to consider coming to that as well. And then lastly, at 11 a.m. on Holy Saturday, we're going to do a blessing of Easter foods. That's a long-standing tradition, particularly those folks that come from a more Eastern European background. But it's a way of bringing those special foods that you share together at your Easter morning table. We bless them, and we are reminded that God's blessing is shown to us in many ways, including the foods that we share in around the table. Remember this, if I talked way too fast for you to remember all this stuff, all the information you need to know is in the bulletin. Please be sure to hang on to it this weekend so that you can mark those times down. So that's just a quick highlight of everything. I look forward to celebrating with you and look forward to this year being a little bit more normal than we've had the last 2. God bless.